Hey guys and girls, this is Twist with YYC Custom RC Creations. And yep, you read right, Dorothy gets a bumper. Dorothy is my Everest Gen 7 Sport that I got for Christmas. My ma gave me some money and insisted that I do not spend it on bills and such. She insisted I get a present, so I bought myself the Everest Gen 7 Sport. And I've really enjoyed the truck, but I want some accessories, but I don't want the average stuff that's out there. So I'm making her some metal bumpers this time. This is the first piece I've added to her. She's going to be getting a snow plow just for shits and giggles, even though it's spring. We still have a ton of snow here in Calgary. So I will be able to test that out if I get the mounts built in time. If not, oh well, there's always next winter, right? She's also going to be getting some other stuff, but for now, starting with some metal bumpers made out of steel. It is 1 1/4 inch by 1/8 inch thickness mild flat steel. For our Euro brothers and sisters, that would be 30 mil by 3 mil thickness, and also running with some 1/8 rod, or it's just a smidge shy of 4 millimeters. It's not metric, it is standard measurement, but it is just shy of the 4 mil thickness on the steel rod. I also tried out a new technique here of putting a number 5 oxyacetylene gas welding lens over the eye of the camera in order to bring you a little closer shot. Now that I know that it works, I'm gonna be able to bring you much closer shots of my welding. The other deal is I do videos on Patreon, welding tutorial series, and it's going to help me out there as well. But here I am just welding together the bumper, and it's not very long, I promise you. I didn't weld the whole bumper up here. It's just a short segment. I wanted to see how well this technique would work. I do apologize for the big orange mudge just above my welding tip. It's got to be something on the welding lens. It's not the camera. It's my error. I'll fix it for next time, I guarantee you. We're just about done with this here anyway, and I'm going to move on to doing the remainder of the bumper here. So, little readjustment. Just there's the lens I used, that little round black circle that's on my bench there. And there's my welding. Obviously it's oxyacetylene. And now just going to put a stinger on the front, and that is where the 1/8 inch or just about 4 mil steel rod comes in. Both are hot rolled mild steel, nothing fancy, no big trick to it, and just jazzing up the bumper a little bit. I am going to put a winch on this bumper. That's why I've left it as wide as I have. The other thing is I'm going to be adding tow hooks and drilling it for LED lighting. So that's why it's designed the way it is. Underneath that 1/8 inch or 1 1/4 inch by 1/8 inch flat steel is the 1/2 inch steel tube with a 1/8 inch thick wall that I've welded it to. And when I'm all done with this stinger here, I'll be lifting up the bumper and showing it to you. I was having some shakes today. I've got to apologize. I was very shaky. So when I do show you the bumper, you have to look at the bottom part of the screen. I apologize for that. I didn't realize that I was that far off the mark trying to show you what I was doing. But it will be a stinger bumper. It will hold I believe there are 5 millimeter LED lights that are in the stock bumper, and that's what I will be drilling out to put in this bumper. Like I said, it will also have a winch, and it's going to have the eyes so that I can hook the towing D-rings onto them. But I'm also going to do a little trick like the Ford has and put or weld tow hooks right to the bottom of the bumper, so I can go either way and I never have a strength issue. And it also gives me a double attachment point so that I can use a snatch block on my winch and save the winch. As I don't know if all of you know, but snatch blocks are actually designed to lessen the pull on the winch so that your winch doesn't have to work as hard. And that is why I am going to be welding quadruple toe points onto this front bumper and the back bumper as well. And that way I can rig up a snatch block and I can get myself out of pretty well any situation in a scale way. Instead of ever having to really touch the truck, I can let the winch do all the work. So now that the stinger's all welded on, here's the bumper in just a second here. Just have to move my third hand, my homemade third hand. Comes in very handy though. But there's the bumper. Got a couple more pieces to add to it, obviously. You'll be seeing those coming up here. And I'm also adding a little bit of something in there to jazz it up, as you can see. Now that is that is it's 1/16 or 14 gauge flat steel that I'm welding on there to complete the stinger bumper and just give it a bit of a jazzier look and show you guys basically how I make the accessories we make for the retail market. As you know, we do sell parts as well as complete vehicles. I will make you folks any part you want, though it will be made out of steel mostly. I do some stuff in aluminum, but mostly steel. The reason I like steel, I don't like adding all this crap onto the axles or on the wheels to get the tires to perform better on our RCs. I like giving them what I call natural weight. Heavy metal body, heavier bumpers made out of steel or at least aluminum. Steel gives it that little bit more weight, and that way the tires dig properly, allows the tires to do the work they were meant to be doing, and not so hard on the gearbox or anything else. Plus, I don't have to turn a bunch of crap that's bolted onto the axles or glued onto the rims or anything like that. And it just makes a nicer, cleaner, more natural look, exactly the way a one-to-one rig was built. So just got to weld up the other side on her here, and then we're all finished. That's why I'm doing a little switcheroo here. It also gives you a little look underneath the bumper so that you can see the 1/2-inch square stock that I used on the bottom. I am going to be doing a little bit of welding under there, not much. Gonna plug up the holes obviously in the 1/2-inch stock, and that way no water can ever get in the bumper. I am first going to put anti-corrosion paste down in there. It doesn't burn away with the torch. It actually cures when the heat hits it, but it makes sure that the bumper will never rust out. Not that that's ever going to be really an issue on an RC. That would be many years of rust before it's ever going to show or going to rot through anyway, and by then I'll probably be bored and stick a whole new bumper on her. But like I was saying, I really do not like all of these things that are out there to add weight to rims or sticking stuff inside of the tires or bolting crap onto the axles. I like making the vehicle a replica. Now, while this is an Everest Gen 7 Sport and it is already not a replica of anything, it's not going to stay that way. The plastic Lexan body, although I like the body, it's plastic, which makes me not like the body. So eventually Dorothy will also be getting a metal body, just like the rest of our RCs, but the point of showing you this was so that you know that I am making our accessories in-house. We can make whatever you fellas and chicks need. You know, a lot of girls are into the RCs and that's cool, but we can make you any accessory you pretty well want. Just tell me what you need. I'll do a drawing for you, send it back to you by email or whatever. You approve it, and then I'll go ahead and build it. So there's the completed bumper, and hope you enjoyed this little series. We will catch you next time on the next video. Until then, take care. So long.